Welcome back to our final instalment in our Meat with Meat collaboration with Matty from Matty's BBQ Chop Shop.
Hey.
Bendys Beast Feast. Meat with me. Welcome to the show.
Today has been an absolute pleasure, Matty.
Thank you. No,
You
it's
have
been amazing. It's been a great day.
You've been the perfect host,
Thank you.
thank you so much for actually joining me
Of course,
in the
man.
interviews.
Definitely.
It's been brilliant. Obviously, we've chatted a lot as the day's gone on. I want you to take us all back to the beginning.
Started playing drums when I was 10.
Yeah.
We're going that far back. Yeah, so drums when I was 10, bands when I was 12, 13, 14, 15. I was still rubbish up until then. Was lucky enough to kind of just get on gigs, with bands, all my friends, all kind of come together, and anyone who's a drummer will know you're everybody's best friend when you're a drummer. I was in 5 bands at one point where you're just doing stuff, and this is like school time.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of time on your hands. You're kind of just messing around. You're not really on the road, like you're doing all that kind of stuff. And then, I moved around a lot. We're lucky enough to I sorted out UK tours. And again, we're talking really low level stuff. It was just like phoning up a place in Manchester, being like, "Hey, if you've got a slot on Thursday, we're gonna come." And you go there, and rightly so, there's no one there because you don't know anyone there. You do as much as you can, so you kind of learn the hard way that it's like, oh, you've got to really graft. It's not just a case of just phoning and going, yeah, we can get you. But in all those times, we learned a lot of let's try and use as much as we can for that. So if there's no one there, record the session, or do some videos or do something, play around with some new ideas. So we always kind of used up everything we could. So, it didn't feel like it was time wasted. And for us, it was never going to be about money because no one makes money,
Yeah.
unless you're lucky. But so it was just a jolly with your mates, and it was just like at that point you could say for those 2 weeks I'm a musician on the road.
Yeah.
And it was more about that. It was more about that feeling, and you had to beg someone to buy a T-shirt so you could get to the next venue and stuff like that, and asking someone to sleep on someone's settee or something. It was very much like DIY. There was no labels wanted anyone. Like this is a very different time.
Yeah.
And because I was able to kind of just get up and go, I had a go bag. I kind of had a sad moment about a year ago where my go bag, I just put it all away.
Oh.
And it was, I even feeling about it now, I'm just like, oh God, it was such a different time. Now I've got a very different go bag.
Yes.
There's like knives in there, and it's all safe because it's like chefy stuff. But it used to just be like, 3 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of boxers, like drumsticks. It was just like, sometimes you would get a call to be like, oh, bloody blah has dropped out of the gig in bloody blah. You've got 20 minutes to get there. You just grab your bag and you're gone, ready to go. You weren't the headliner, so you don't need to bring anything.
Yeah.
You would just you'd have your snare drum, you'd have all your breakables, you would just go. And sometimes you would have, oh, we're going on tour, and you have a day's notice, and you would just do it because it was these opportunities would just come up, so you were able to do that. So I'd work loads, took any job I could, work loads, 12-hour shifts, 18-hour shifts, night shifts, just to get as much money as I could, and then I would just go on tour for 6 months. And it wouldn't be fully every day in that 6 months. It would be like, you'd go and busk for one day. You would go and do an open mic night. You'd go and do all these things. You just worked. You just grafted. You just anywhere you could play.
Yeah.
Whether it was drums, acoustic singing, anything. Bloody drumming in the back on someone's table, just part of the scene. That's all you wanted. And the moment it's not about money, is you're not chasing that, so you're just having a good time.
Yeah.
And then I got invited to like a 6-week tour around Europe with a band called Kyra in the Court, which I'm still playing with. And again, it was just terrifying, amazing. Like I knew Sean, the bassist, for about 45 minutes before we went on this tour together.
Right.
And it was just double bass, 12-bar blues, quick punk. So I was easy, and we just learned on the road, and it was just like that. And there, every emotion it was like a proper tour.
Yeah.
It was proper, you're by yourself. You can't just, there's no creature comforts. You can't just, call your mum and just go, when we were touring with the pop punk stuff, it was very easy because you were only a couple of hours from home. So you could always get home.
Yeah.
Where now you're in the middle of, friggin' Malmo in Sweden, and you're like, no one speaks the language. If something bad happens, you're done.
Yeah.
So it probably sounds a bit more peril than it was, but like at the time for me, it was like, whoa, okay, there's so much you're doing, and it was terrifying, happy, sad, like you create these brothers, and I think that's what people forget about the brotherhood of or the sisterhood of these bands, because you're with them.
Yeah.
24/7, you smelt their farts. You're like eating their air. You're everywhere. So you either have to get it or get off. And there's a lot of bands that had like a make or break moments that we'd bring with us.
Yeah.
And they just didn't get it how much you were not built for it. So I know make it sound like it's a rack war, but
I think it's difficult though.
It really is like that. Yeah, that throwing in.
And I mean, through the bands that I've spoke to, and some of them have been on sort of 5-month tour and stuff like that, and they're just coming off it.
Yeah.
And I'm interviewing them when they've got like three gigs left to do.
Yeah.
And you can see they're knackered.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely knackered.
Yeah,
I mean, like you say, you're sharing air biscuits with people. Especially
at that level.
Yeah.
You haven't got a tour bus.
No.
I'm driving 12 hours between shows.
Yeah.
On, a tin of beans that we've shared, because that's all the money we had.
Yeah.
And, when you talk to people about it, I find it, I look back at it and smile.
Yeah.
Because it made you. I'm built for so much more than I realized later in life.
Yeah.
I could sleep anywhere. I could literally sleep anywhere. Because you just had to. It wasn't like and I've met people who are like, I need my in my 12 hours, where's my pillow? And I'm like, dude, I've slept under a van, like someone else's van, because there was no space, and it's, you just do it, you just get it, because you want that world, you want to be part of that world so bad.
Yeah.
That you do it. So I've been really lucky, and it's hard work, but I've been really lucky in the positions I've been in, because I could play drums. I could just go around the world, and that's where all the food came from.
Yeah.
It was like seeing different cultures.
Yeah.
And how they do it, and barbecue is the one that has probably the most different culture for the same kind of, the same cuisine.
Yeah.
But there's so many different things, and we forget how many different worlds there are. You don't have there's no curries without the tandoor.
No.
There's all the fire cages and all the asador and all there's none of that without Argentina and without Mexico, and you wouldn't think, barbecue, let's get some tacos, but you're like, that doesn't exist without those.
No.
So I think that's what it was like, for me, it's not like a fusion. I'm not like, today I'm going to do a Indian inspired, barbecue. It was just like, use their culture.
Yeah.
Cultural appropriation, but at the best, at its best. And use those things, use those flavors, use those, because that's what it's all about, And food can bring together people better than music can.
100%.
And they're both at the top, so
Yeah.
it's kind of swapping one for one.
Thing is, as well, with the flavors, you have to pick from different things to be able to create something that is your own. And nothing that is done in life is 100% original. You have to take inspiration.
Exactly.
So I think you're right. You learn so much through your time in a band.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to take those things forward and apply them in different ways. Like you said to me earlier, the skills that you learned through music, you're able to apply to your barbecue.
100%. And because then after that, we stopped the touring. I settled down. I've got a family.
Yeah.
And I was still gigging. And it was, we were doing it because we loved it. We were never in it for the money. And the moment we stopped trying, that's when we kind of started getting a bit of a pickup, which was annoying. And long story short, through stress from work, I lost my voice.
Yeah.
I went to speech therapy. I had all these different things. I had to change my diet. I had to do lots of different things to kind of. They still couldn't really figure out what it was. They basically just said it was strain fatigue.
Right.
Where it's they said it happens to teachers, musicians, and doctors.
Okay.
And I was pretty much in all those environments. I was a teacher. I was a musician, and I worked in a hospital at the time. So everything was that kind of perfect storm.
Yeah.
And they say, you get so good at your job, you get to do everybody else's. That was the epitome of of what I was. So I lost my voice, so I had all this creative flow of music, but had to put it somewhere that I didn't have to use my voice to do it, or to, the vocals just never came back. So I was just like, right, okay. We'd recently just bought my parents' house at the time, so we've had it for 4 years now, and that's the only reason we're up here, because it was kind of mates rates. So yeah, thanks mum and dad. And we've just used it for good, basically. We got married here, so we tricked out the garage. As you can see, we did all this. This is all like kind of like touring stuff, things that we've collected, things that people have gifted over the years and stuff. And this was before I even thought of doing anything food wise.
Yeah.
We were just like, oh, okay, I need to give something creative out, but I just wasn't sure what it was. And we painted the house. We made it all look really nice because we got married here. We did the ceremony was at a place around the corner, like a medieval village in like a chapel, like really small, like nice 20 people, and then we had a big party here. So then afterwards we were like, right, what are we going to do with the space? We spent this money on the house. My dad said, promise me something. If you're going to have this house, please still have parties. He said this was the party house. It's been in the family for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
He's like, and it was always the party. And even my friends, in school, my name was Mob because my name's Matthew O'Brien, so my initials were Mob. So let's go Mob's house, party time. So it was always party central. So I'm glad we've kind of taken it back into the history of the Matty world. So then so we had a really good space. We're at the end of a cul-de-sac, really good kind of chunk of the cake almost.
Yeah.
It's deceptively big.
It is.
It really is. For what we've used it for, is really nice to kind of, like I said to you earlier, it's almost crystal maze. You've got you've got the garage, you've got the smoke shack. We call this the ranch. You've got the coop. We've got the the bone pit. So these are only little tiny spaces, but we've used them really well. And then I said, I love doing food. Should I do food? Had no idea what the hell I was getting myself in for, to the point where we had the food hygiene inspection people come, and on the phone they were like, yeah, you need this, get all these certificates, and I was like, yeah, of course, I definitely have them. Writing them down, but I did it, and it was a steep learning curve, but I got it.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I thought everyone was doing this. I thought, because it seemed easy for me just to, I just registered the house as a business without any, no one was going, whoa, mate, you can't do that.
Yeah.
They came and went, yeah, it's a great idea. So I thought everybody was doing something like this. Found out it's not. No one's doing this.
No.
And if there is, it's like 5 people in the whole of the UK.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. And I think that's what's turned everything into what it's become. Because it's like, it's a unique experience. And for me, this is just an everyday life.
Yeah.
But I've just been able to open it up to everybody. So, it started off as just takeaway, and then we've kind of grown and grown and grown, and now you're kind of, my whole life's online now, and for me it is just that everyman. It was like, if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm telling people, we do the schools to show people. The first couple of people I showed, it was for free. I was just like, yeah, come over, I'll show you. But then I was like, I can't do this forever. I'm spending loads of money, and at the end of the day, it's a business. I'm trying to support my family. And then you realise pretty quickly that you're like, oh, it is something that people want.
Yeah.
So it's...
I think it's more than just something that people want. I think, like you said, you go back to the beginning, and you did have some publicity from the BBC. They came round, they did a piece, and I think you hit the nail on the head. You thought that everyone was doing this, but realistically people weren't. And that's what caught my attention, first of all, was I remember sitting there with my other half, and I was like, wow, this guy's actually serving barbecue from his house. And we were like, geez, that's so different.
Yeah.
And I think then you become invested in the person.
Yeah.
Not just the product, it's about the person, it's about the persona that goes with it, and the relatability.
Well, most of the people who come most people who message me every day, fans, friends now, have never tried it. But they're just, like you said, they're invested in the idea.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm just a guy who was doing this, and that's what's been the most insane for me,
I think that's credit to yourself, though, and I think you need to give yourself credit for that, is the fact that you're relatable. You're approachable. We've been chatting for a while now, and there's not been a point when some people you sit back and you go, can I message them?
Yeah.
Sure, but there's not been a point like that. Like the internet, and especially the industry that we're in, is a very strange thing because, unfortunately, you see all these things from people and you feel like you know them already.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot.
And you do, you're like, oh, this is my mate, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. My friends do it. And they're like, oh, how was thing the other day? And I'm like, how'd you know? They were like, it was plastered everywhere. And I forget that, Lowry's put stuff up, I put stuff up.
Yeah.
And they're like, we feel like we've talked, but I haven't seen them in 8 months.
That's it.
But I don't see their life. They've
No.
just seen mine because I plaster everybody,
But it is a weird concept. But I think, like I say, I think it's credit to yourself, the fact that you are approachable, you give people the time of day, and the stuff that you're putting out isn't forced, it's not fake, it's genuine, and whatever you're doing is in your home environment, unless you're out somewhere doing something somewhere else, fair enough. But it's a home environment, and I think that's what people realise, is the fact that you're at home with your kids, with your wife, and this is something that affects them on a daily basis too. I mean, how do you find that balance between personal life and something that is exploding so rapidly?
Yeah, I think you probably have to ask Lowry this, but I've always seen it as like all I've done is I'm still living. Now there's just a camera there.
Yeah.
Like we're not the Osbournes,
No.
but you know what I mean. But it's very much like that where I'm like, there's people have asked me to do stuff and it's just not me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's great. That's not my vibe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, that's you. You do your thing. That's fine. I'm not gonna force myself because then it wouldn't be genuine.
Yeah.
It would come across as forced, and people would see that straight away.
Yeah.
So I don't do things. I kind of, and I'm in a good position where I can turn those things down or just say, thank you, but that's not me. But that, and that's not a downer on them.
No.
It's just not me. That's all.
Yeah.
Like I can only be myself. I'm not trying to be anyone else.
Yeah.
So when it comes to balance, I think today's a perfect example of this. Yesterday we did a bit of family and we did some business stuff. Today has been like a business day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, it'll be a family day.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, like I said, ask Lowry this, but I'm pretty sure she would love me to kind of have a bit more work-life balance.
Yeah.
But like you said, to be approachable, and you can message me at 4:30 in the morning. If I'm up, I'm going to message you.
Yeah.
I've had to stop myself from messaging people when I get an idea.
Yeah.
Being like, hang on, it's 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I've got a 10-month-old. Sometimes he's up. So you're up, so you just do it. Barbecue and babies are the same.
Yeah.
So I think I've got a pretty good balance on stuff, only because now is my job.
Yeah.
I can go, right, cool. You don't want me to look at my phone today? We're done. We're good.
Yeah.
Would I like to do that? Is a different story because I might miss the opportunity. And one of the most things I get from people is they say how quick I reply.
Yeah.
I've actually had to give myself 5 minutes from when they ask me stuff, because the amount of people who've said they've messaged me, and if I see it, I'll answer straight away.
Yeah.
And they'd say something, and by the time it's in their pocket, I've already answered.
Yeah.
Because it's a quick answer. They've only asked if I'm open tomorrow, and I just go no. And then I'll give them something else.
Yeah.
But they don't see it for ages because they didn't expect me to reply so quickly. So I had to give myself a buffer
Yeah.
of 5 or 10 minutes and then go in. So it actually buzzes at a later date so they can see it. That's how mad it is. And they always say like, oh, thank you for getting back to me so quickly. Or thank you for being so approachable. And it's not me going, right, if I message everyone straight away, that's approachable. That's if I, nothing's calculated. It's just, if I'm on my phone, I'm there. Why would I not do that?
No.
I'm finding out a lot of people don't do that.
No.
And they just leave it on red and that it's months and then they go, oh, sorry, mate, I didn't see this.
Yeah.
But that's them. That's fine. They do them. If they think that works for them, that's great.
Exactly. And I think having that there is the right course of action to take. Like you say, it takes 2 minutes to reply to a message. If it's something that you can answer, then again, it's not worth going, well, I'll do it later. Just of...
I'll do it now, Because mainly because I'll forget.
I'm the same. My memory...
If I don't do it then and there...
Yeah.
Like I was saying to you earlier, a company will message and say, hey, do you mind just doing a quick front-facing video? Hey, I'm going to be here tomorrow, blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Yeah.
I've already written the script in my head.
Yeah.
Because it's not much. You're just saying, hey, you're going to be there. So I'll literally go, boop, outdoor, everywhere you look is a backdrop. So it's not like I have to be somewhere and go, let me get the light in. It's just there. So you just go, yeah, cool. Hey, I'm going to be at Bloody Blah Fest this week. Come and check me out.
Yeah.
Done. Whether that's just been ingrained in me from the years of kind of the media stuff that I've done. And I don't have to make it like, sometimes I'll fluff up a word.
Yeah.
And there might be 3 or 4 versions of me doing it. And I'll just go, yeah, hey, where are we? 14th of 16th of or whatever. And I'll screw it up and then I'll send it. And they're like, wow, thanks.
Yeah.
Because they've done it. And I'm realizing the people they're working with don't do that.
No.
So for me, in an industry that I thought everyone was doing this kind of thing, I'm finding that I'm the odd one out, but in the best way of doing stuff. So then you get comebacks.
Yeah.
So like where they're just like, yeah, we loved doing that thing with Matty. We needed someone, if they want something done by the end of the day, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of people come back to do extra interviews, extra photos, because the photos just worked really well.
Yeah.
Or they've had to use the same set for another thing. Articles for new and up and coming magazines where they're just like, oh, we asked Matty what his favourite thing was, and he gave us this big rundown of what it was because it was a genuine story that I had.
Yeah.
And they're like, we loved that. And then I've got 900 of them. So you just go, yeah, cool. And then they go, have you got another one? Send it. So each month then you're in this magazine because you're reliable.
Yeah.
And I'm realising not everyone's reliable in this industry. And it's in my
a
head,
very
I'm like, what are you
fickle one.
doing?
Yeah.
How are you, why are you doing this? It's your brand.
But again,
this is
comes
everything
back
you're
to
doing,
what we were talking about, the fact that you're relatable, the fact that you can, you're approachable, and you will give the response and the right response that's needed.
Yeah. Well, I'm nobody. Like, I'm just a guy. Like, why would I? And I get it. I know I know why people think that. But
yeah,
if you're going to come up and be nice to me, I'll be nice to you.
Yeah.
But simple as. I don't care who you are. Like, and what I found is because I'm not from this food world now, I'm a bit more, so I'm a bit more clued in.
Yeah.
But it's like sitting next to Idris Elba and not knowing that he's an actor.
Yeah.
So sometimes for them, they really like that because they're like, "Oh, I'm just a dude."
Yeah, I'm just sat here being myself.
And they're like, "Oh, have you met Bloody Blah from Thingy Cafe?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I don't know you, sorry." Like I really, and they're like a massive deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know all the famouses. Like I watched bloody Food Channel forever, but but these people who are like big in the game in Cardiff, and I'm like, I'm not being a dick. I'm like, I don't know you. I'm sorry, I'm not in that world. But now I am.
Yeah.
Where I used to do that in the music world, where I'd be like, do you know, this is the drummer for, Origin of Cyrus or whatever. Like you're like, do you know these guys? Like these dudes, like. But I knew that because that was the world I was in. Where I've kind of been plunged into this one. I'm now getting it, but now people are doing that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, what are you doing? I'm just a dude. Like,
it's a hard thing to get your head around, isn't it?
It is.
Though?
Yeah.
It's kind of social media has changed the way things are done completely.
Yeah.
Like before,
the intake is different.
It's completely different.
They're like in your house.
Yeah.
So it's like they feel like they're part of you. You know.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that from a certain generation, especially sort of you're heading towards your 40s now, I think that's probably difficult for people of an older generation like us because we're not born into that.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the youngsters today, it's so natural to them to be in front of a camera, to be able to do all of these things, think of things really quickly.
Yeah.
Now,
I find it cringy when I'm walking to school and I'm like, I see all the high school coming out. And I'm like, hey guys, we're just doing it. I'm like, oh God, what am I doing? They're probably going to think, what's this granddad doing on his phone now? But like, it's funny, and I'll do it. And, it's the whole family's here. It's that,
Yeah.
so it's all part of it.
I think for some people they struggle a bit more. Like my other half, she struggles with it and she does. Like I'm not the most confident person in the world when it comes to public speaking or anything like that.
Larry's the same. She was like, put a camera in front of me and I'm out.
Yeah, but
like,
Bev's the same. Like I a lot of the time I say to her, come and get involved in the interview with me. Even if I'm doing a Skype interview, I did one with a band called Field Hockey recently.
Yeah.
They're in where are they? They're in America somewhere.
Yeah.
It was on Skype. I was like, come and sit in on the interview.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
was like, no.
Yeah.
No, not getting involved at all.
She's the same. Like, she's like, I'm happy to do stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But that's not.
Yeah. See, Bev generally does a lot of the filming.
We had some students come in and this was ages ago, about filming like family business and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, can we interview you? And she just straight away, white as a ghost, sat there like she was on Crime Stoppers. And I'm like, don't make it look so weird, like I'm beating you or something. Like, but that was just how she was just like, I just don't. But that's because she's not lived in the world that I grew up in.
No.
I've always had interviews and people go, hey, we're at bloody blah fest down in wherever, what's your favorite cheese? And you're like, you kind of just get used to all these things that you just get, I like I said, the biggest one is like not looking straight at the camera. It's like look at the interviewer, and then you look at all these people, and everyone's always like, "It's right there. How do I do it?" And it just years of people sticking it in your face, and you just gotta.
It is difficult when I'm sort of recording a video at home, doing my cooking and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll be there, and at the end of a shot, I can see myself, and my eyes just go. And I'm just like, I know not to just do that, and you can't help it sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
But out of all the things that you cook on, so you've got multiple things, and we'll have a look around those in a minute. Have you got one particular favourite thing that you enjoy cooking with?
The big Leviathan pit is really good to cook on. It's because it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
And I like being challenged. And I like being pushed.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where, you're 5 minutes out of sight, that things change very drastically.
Yeah.
Is it the easiest and the most financially efficient way of cooking? No, but as you've seen today, it works.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, and I want to be the guy who knows in that room. Not in a pompous way.
No.
But just for me, I'd rather know everything, but not everyone know that I know it all.
Yeah.
And again, not like here's Mr. Know-It-All. I mean, just like have those tips because I've worked and I've researched and I've put the time in. Not just have like a book and go, oh, well, this says here, do this. Because a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like they've just taken a piece from something. Oh, well, this says you should do this. Yeah, but what do you actually do in the real world?
It's trial and error.
So this is where I'd love to be there. I'm not going to be like, hey guys, I know everything.
Yeah.
I'm the pit master. Everyone listen to me. I'd rather be in the back and just go, oh, that sounds good, but you could also do it this way.
Yeah. It's about having an input in a different way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's about thinking that you know everything. There's nothing wrong with researching and wanting to know everything for yourself.
Totally.
At the end of the day, if you're going to get good at something, you need to have the knowledge there.
Yeah, and you need to back it up.
Yeah, you need to back it up.
The amount of people, especially in the music world, where they're like, oh yeah, I've got this 5-piece blah-de-blah kit, and you're like, okay, well, then they can't play. And you're like, why then? Why do you have stop? I don't go out and be like, I'm the best barbecuer in the world.
Yeah.
This is the reason why. I just go, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Is a genuine hope.
This is me.
That this is it. If you don't like it, then that's all right.
Yeah.
I can't please everybody. I'd like to think that 99% of people who come are going to enjoy it because it's part of me.
Yeah.
But you're not going to win them all. So there's no point in me worried about the one person who goes, oh, it wasn't for me, or it was a bit cold that evening because I can control the weather.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? There's always going to be that. So you have to, and again, from music, one of the first things we had was in Night Shift in Oxford.
Yeah.
And we just got an absolute slating. And it was like, oh, you sound too much like other bands. And I'm like, but the bands you're mentioning sound like other bands as well. So you're just like, okay, that's one guy's opinion. I wanted to put it up and be like, see, it doesn't always go our way.
Yeah.
But my bandmate was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, but they need to see the good and the bad. And I think that's why we've done so well here.
Yeah.
So I've had a shit day, broken down, the car's broke. I've told everybody and been like, here we go. And I know it's nothing to do with barbecue, but the amount of people that I get from small businesses being like, dude, this happens all the time. Why is it when you're on fucking cloud nine, a little thing just goes, beep, we're going to just kick you off it because you live in the real world. So again, you then become this almost consultant of small businesses of this is how I do stuff. How do you do stuff? And then you make a network.
Yeah.
When you do Ask Me Anything days where people then go, how did you get into it? I've done this. How does this happen? Sometimes it's about barbecue. Sometimes it's about business. Sometimes it's about being a dad.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. And I think because it's not just like me cooking a bunch of food.
Yeah.
It's life. It's a new idea I've got. It's me building some rubbish in the garden because I had some extra time and a drill in my hand, and that's what people, they want the whole story. They want the whole thing,
Do you consider yourself a businessman then?
I make it up as I go along, but I think I've got the strategies in my head to know. Because I genuinely do. Some days I'm just like, I have no idea if this is going to work, if this is what it is, but it's working.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, you don't give yourself enough credit. You clearly know what you're doing. Why are you saying that? And I'm like, but I don't get up and go, right, today I'm going to make money by doing this, this, and this.
Yeah.
I think I've got a good strategy based on what other people are not doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's where most of my stuff, same as all the footage I do, I try and look to see what isn't on.
Yeah.
So if you're scrolling and you go, yeah, that guy's doing a Thor's hammer, blah, blah, blah. You go, why am I doing any of those? Because there's 50,000 of them.
Yeah.
Let's do something mad. Let's cook a burger on a truck. Cool. You're going to stop and you're going to rewind or you're going to watch that a few times.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just to get attention. It was just like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's film it. And it wasn't like, let's get something crazy to stir up the views. It was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. Let's put it up there. And you have that, that voice then.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, they not even slate, but social media and the term influencer, so to speak, and social media personality, I think is sometimes...
It's a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged sword. And I think, unfortunately, with a lot of things these days, to make any headway, we have to embrace the fact that social media is the platform.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% an influencer.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, because what I say influences people's day.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And I've put things up where I have to almost tell myself. One the other day, I just put up saying, if you because that day the Leviathan was kicking my ass. It was too windy. I think the wood had a bit too much damp on it from the rain the night before, and it was just taking time, which means fuel, which means energy, which means money, which means time. And when you're running on not much of it, you're like, okay. So sometimes you go, do I just give in or do I just keep trucking on?
Yeah.
And I had to almost tell myself that. So I just went, everybody, you're not always supposed to be great at everything. No one just picks up something and just does it. It's all about work. So don't worry about it. As long as you're having fun, then that's okay. And again, the amount of people who were like, I really needed this today. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Because I needed it. I was like, someone else is going to need it. So I'll say it. And sometimes it's almost like a diary where you're kind of just talking to yourself. I don't go, oh, I hope 20 people listen to this. And I'm not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. When you see all these people who are influencers, they're talking to their fans.
Yeah, you're just kind of...
I'm just kind of internal...
it's like a voice note type thing.
And it really is. And that doesn't mean I'm not listening and not talking to them. Of course I am. But it's I need to hear this right now, so someone else needs to.
Thing is, as well, I think you can look at it in a different way. In the fact that you can put all these things out there, and for your kids or whoever, there is a journal then for them to see how you progress through life. And I think it can be looked at in that way as well, in the fact that it's not just the here and now.
Yeah.
Right, that's going to be there in the future. Your kids at some point can look back and go...
even if all the data servers are gone.
Yeah.
Well, there was always things I lived by, and one of them was my granddad said, work smart, don't work hard.
Yeah.
And he said, work hard, but if you're smart, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. So I've done a bit of both. And the other one was, for me, it was do something that makes you live forever.
Yeah.
And I don't mean immortality.
No.
I mean, put a stamp somewhere.
Yeah.
For me, I thought it was going to be music.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was going to be. It was make something that you're proud of. Don't do it just because someone else wants you to do it. Do something that you want to do. That, again, how many people, God, the amount of times, this is your uncle's band from the 80s. Listen to this. They were called the Swinging Slags or whatever. And you're like, okay. But that's them. He remembers that time. He'll be fond of that time. So I'm like, it's a different world now. Everything's digital.
Yeah.
You can just punch out a few bits and bobs. AI, we've talked about that, taking over. You can do all these things with such ease.
Yeah.
That I was like, we spent money. I only recently, before I lost my voice, we had an EP ready. We did 2 singles off it. We had another 3. And they just sat there. Because I was like, there's no point in me putting it out there because I can't do them.
No.
So about 2 months ago, I pay like a yearly subscription to keep them out there.
Right.
So, yeah, people don't realise the cost of that.
Yeah.
To put them everywhere, you've got to pay for it, and you've got to pay for it for the rest of the time if you want them out there.
Right.
Otherwise,
okay.
they'll take them off. So it came out, and it was like £35, and I was like, dude, I'm still paying for this, like for my music that no one's probably ever going to hear again. I put them in some of my videos, but again, there's no point in me pushing it if I can't give it out in full.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? We had three. I spent like $4,000 on this, EP, and no one's heard it.
Put it out.
So I just went, screw it.
Yeah.
So I put it out, and it's now out there. So now I can use them in my videos because it's on Spotify, which I hate Spotify. It doesn't pay anyone, but it was just like that was my legacy almost. That's what I thought it was going to be, and it was just like, yeah, cool. Let's go. Let's do it. It's done.
But like you say, you can put that back into what you're doing now.
And that's what I've done. People ask me now, where's your music? Oh, how did this find? Oh, I heard this band. This sounds a bit like, or I'll put it on a video and they're like, I love this song. What is it? And it's my music. So you're like, so it's anything. It's all kind of fed into it. And like we were saying earlier, I run this business as a band.
Yeah.
That's all I've known to do in my life.
Yeah.
Merch comes really easily. You're doing exactly the same thing. You're just cooking meat instead of playing the drums.
And getting lots of people around to eat it.
Yeah, yeah. So you're still
a crowd.
Got a stage. Yeah, still got a stage, still got a crowd. You're still looking for reviews.
Yeah.
You're still chasing that high of being on stage. Everything's the same. So I've been lucky to have that previous life. And I think that's why this has worked so well.
Yeah.
Because it's just fed into itself,
Do you feel fulfilled in what you're doing?
10 times more than I ever thought I ever could be.
Yeah.
100%. Because now it's my job. And they always say, don't make your passion your job.
Yeah. I disagree with that.
Yeah. I get it. If you love making, I don't know, freaking necklaces, and then all of a sudden you've got to make 1,000 necklaces every day.
Yeah.
But because of the way I've done it, I have full control over everything that comes in, that comes out. And there's loads of companies that have been messaged, and, oh, can we take care of your social media? We do, videos, we do marketing, we do branding, and I'm like, look around. I know shoot shop, I get the hustle, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I was like, but this isn't a brand, this is me. It is a brand.
Yeah, but it's my brand.
It's not like, oh, I just went out and looked to do this. It was just like, I dress like this every day.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I better put this on because that's very Matty. I'm like, these are my clothes. And people want that. People want that kind of scaggy, kind of road-worthy, those battle jackets.
Yeah.
They want that. And that's what I've done. I'm just living my life, and now there's just a camera in the way. So you just do it, and I think that's why people think it's genuine, because it is. I'm not trying to be anyone. I'm just doing my thing, and someone's watching it. But that's why I invited people over. I'm not. I would hate for that always to be that gap.
Yeah, definitely.
I was always the first. If anyone's come to a show, I was always the first in the crowd, giving people a piece of the drum kit.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be a part of it. I don't like this divide. So whenever I'm doing stuff, I'm like, you come up, you show, you do it, come with me. Why is this gap? Let's do it together.
I do find, especially, don't know whether it's just because of what I do now, but I found a lot more recently that trying to actually get through to the people like the bands is becoming more and more. It's becoming increasingly difficult.
Right. Okay.
There's a few occasions where I've been to a gig and I've got chatting to the band afterwards, and I'm like, oh, it's a shame we couldn't do the interview today. I'd have loved to have cooked for you. And they're like, what? It's like, yeah, I've put several messages out and stuff. And
so their team's just not.
Yeah, we would have been 100. The general response is, I've just eaten a McDonald's or something.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah,
I would rather
100%.
be eating a brisket than a McDonald's. And I think there's too much censorship now, and I think, unfortunately,
it's like a no before they even know what's going on.
Yeah,
because it's easy, and that's might be because there's a billion people asking them to do something while they're here.
Yeah,
I've done the same. I said with Marcus King.
Yeah,
I messaged him, was like, hey, I do barbecue. I know you're from barbecue country.
Yeah.
I'll probably do a horrible disservice to you. I was like, but this is how we do it in Wales.
Yeah,
it didn't go anywhere because I probably didn't use the right places, and it's just
difficult finding that though.
Yeah,
and
totally.
it is difficult. I mean,
so like I said, there's going to be so many people.
Yeah.
And that's when we're talking about ownership and people, like I would like to keep hold of this as long as physically possible.
Yeah.
And at the moment I'm doing pretty good.
Oh god, yeah. Smashing it.
And it's getting to the point where like when I'm doing bookings and I'm doing ordering, it takes it out of me. It really does. My last for the summer queue, 228 spaces sold out in 4 hours. And this is all me. They're messaging me saying, "Hey, can I do 6 people at this time, this date?" You have to send them a link, so you're making links. People are wasting your time.
Yeah.
People are doing this, and people are people. They'll go, "Yeah, can I do it?" And then there's still people now. I'm waiting for the payment, but that's gone because someone else has got it.
Yeah.
And then they get annoyed at me then because they didn't pay it 6 months ago when I asked them to. But it's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're having to deal with all that, and people don't see that.
Yeah.
So I think in the future now it's for my own sanity and for my family's, because I'm there just going, At the moment it is containable. It's slowly bubbling.
Yeah.
To the point where it's not.
Yeah.
But that's why I've outsourced everything else. Like again, local companies to do T-shirts, local designers to do designs for me, and all those things that I've picked up these kind of infinity stones along the way of like, I've got my media guy, and then I've got this guy, and I've got this guy, and I can use them, and then Team Matty, But then they're doing their own thing. They've got to help other people, so I get it. They're not for me, so I end up doing stuff myself. Then
you get to a point though where you have to let other people take some of the burden. I think is the right way of putting it, because we're all very guilty of going, right, I can do everything. I can do all of it.
Yeah.
I have no limitations.
Yeah.
But we do.
And I found that out, the hard way with the stress through work of they're putting it on you because you say yes.
Yeah.
And then they go, just say no. And I'm like, but who else is going to do it? And then you pride in your job.
Yeah.
So then you end up kicking yourself for it. And then so I'm a product of that.
Yeah.
And my voice already sounds very different from this morning.
Yeah, it does.
Because of the stuff that we're putting out, and that's just what happens.
Yeah.
And I have to live with that because that's just what we do. Will you ever get me to shut up? No. And anyone
would we ever want to?
And everyone knows that, and everyone knows that's part of my thing.
Yeah.
But that's my personality. It's me. So.
Well, that's a great thing, because again, it makes you more approachable. And this isn't me just trying to blow smoke up your arse. I think it's just the fact that I found somebody, a fanboy moment, and I'm really sorry. You found somebody within the industry that is relatable. It's somebody who is approachable, somebody who is doing the things that you would love to have thought of, should I say. And like I say, you're smashing it at the moment. You are literally booked up until October, aren't you? Because you're
November,
till November, doing all the festivals and stuff like that. I mean, do you ever step back and go, seriously, what?
I every day. I don't really step back. I do think, but I think it's when people come up and say those things like you've just said, where they're like, "Oh, I'm having a proper moment," and they're like, "How do you know me?" Or and I'm just like, "What do you mean?" Like we're all. My boy Yossi, he comes and he helps out, and he always calls me he's like, "Oh, when I talk to my mate, I said, I don't want to annoy my boss," and I'm like, "Oh, I hate that word." I was like, "Dude," we're on the same path. I'm just a bit ahead of you.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
I was like, I know he's very he's a young kid and he just sees it as that, and he probably likes the fact that I'm his boss.
Yeah,
but I hate that word, and I'm just like, dude, same path, different spaces. That's it.
Just at different moments in time.
100%. I was like, you're 17, I'm 40. I was like, trust me, if I was doing your stuff that I was doing when you were 17, I probably would have been doing the same stuff I'm doing now, because I would have pushed it.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny because it's just me.
Yeah.
Because I've all these people who have egos and don't even know who I am, do all this kind of stuff, and that's never. If the moment it becomes me, someone slap me. Having kids are gonna humble you pretty quickly, so you can't really go too far with them.
No.
But I think if you're treated a certain way, you kind of keep on that track of being treated that way.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've met some proper stuck up and you're like, oh, okay, cool, that's you, that's fine, you know. But I'm still going to say hey to the person who, you know, the first person who ordered food and the last person who ordered food.
Yeah.
But the whole Matty's like ethos is come hungry, leave part of the family.
Yeah.
Like that's it, and everyone knows that.
Yeah. Which is a great motto to have.
And that's it, because you create more. Like, why would I? There's these people who are like, yeah, like having to go with their customers, and it's just like, every person that has ever been here, I thank them.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, thank you. There's no, you know, there's no me without them.
No.
Like, it's the same as bands. Like, when these bands get egos, and they're like, you're all here for us. And I'm like, yeah, they are. So remember that. Like,
yeah, they put you there.
They put you there. Like, don't, yeah, like, and I think because I've been in the music scene for so long and having that, and having these bands go like, oh, you know, it's a gig, guys. I'll have a laugh, and you're like, don't do that. Don't patronize the people who are actually here. Like, don't be annoyed at the people who are not. Enjoy the people who are.
Yeah.
Have the same show. So whether it's 2 people or 2,000, do the same show because they're there for you.
I think one of the worst things I've heard, and this is genuine story. My daughter, she's liked the Arctic Monkeys for years.
Yeah.
And she went a couple of years ago to watch them in Southampton. And they did their set, and it was good, she said.
Yeah.
But at the end of the set, they didn't say a word.
Right.
Like, they literally put the mic down and walked off stage.
Yeah.
They didn't say thank you to anyone. And, you know, that was the thing that annoyed
everyone
her
took away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be the last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you know what? That's ruined the Arctic Monkeys for me. She's
totally.
Like, I love them, but they've got to the
Even
point
if they had a shit day, like, still, that's not their fault.
No. But people have paid 70, 80 quid
totally.
to go and watch
and
someone who they
I think the moment
idolise.
you forget that, you lose your people.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why I said I thank every single person. They've taken time out. Most of the time, I just say thanks for coming to like a stranger's house and just hoping for the best. You know. But again, that's it. And every single person, they're the reason I'm here. They're the reason I can do this. And I can see my family every day, and I can walk my daughter to school every day. They're the reason. The moment I forget that, I'm done.
Not just that, it's just being a bit humane, isn't it? Thank you takes a couple of seconds, and to 100%. Some people it can mean everything.
God, I've like, if anyone knows me, again, instant road rage. I'm a angry man behind the wheel, and all it takes is someone to lift their hand when you've left them through, and that changes your whole day.
Oh God, yeah.
So the next person who does it, I probably wouldn't, because I'd be like, why should I if he didn't? And that's all it takes is just that one little bit, the trigger and everything else.
Yeah.
So everyone that comes, I'm asking if they're celebrating anything good.
Yeah.
You know, if they're just here for food, if they're here for a laugh, do they want me in their face, do they not? Because everyone's different.
Yeah.
If you want me to come up and... I'm a hugger, for one. So, like, you don't want someone like me just coming up and hugging you if you don't want it, you know. So, it's that banter. You know, it's always having a laugh. It's always making sure. I've had people on the other end where they don't get it.
Yeah.
And then I've had a bit of a tiff where they're just like, oh, we thought you were just shouting at us. And I'm like, no. I was like, sorry, that's clearly not what you get. But everyone's different, so you can't win them all.
Yeah. I mean, I think, especially within the sort of rock and metal scene, a lot of people are huggers, and people don't expect
the big
that at all.
Metalheads, sweaty big hugs. That's what we like.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. Like everywhere I go, we go to Bears Bar and Venue in Bournemouth, and you walk in there, and you're literally spending the first 5 minutes hugging
totally
everyone. And I think people find that a little bit strange. Like
I think because of that, we're like the gnarliest looking mofos around, but the nicest people, because I think people who've got tattoos they're expressing themselves. So why would they all of a sudden then just be a shit to everybody?
No,
it's the people who don't people in the suits who are always a bit snooty, and then you're like, oh, okay. And we've had, like I said, we've had all kinds. We've had 80th birthday parties. We've had a bunch of 18-year-old rugby lads who just want to come and have some. So you have to kind of, sometimes what you say doesn't really connect with every single person in that room. So you have to kind of, you're kind of doing a bit of a
social butterfly.
Orchestral, okay, that's going on over there. We got to do that over there, and you know, like I'll swear, and then some people are like, "Ooh," because they're not expected. You don't go to Witherspoons and have someone go, "Here you go, here's your fucking meat." Like, and I don't say that, but I'll talk about a story where I did something stupid, and I'll be like, "It turned out to be shit." And they're like, because they're not expecting that, and I'm not trying to give that, and I'm not trying to be a dick and be rude.
But at the end of the day, you're giving the environment that they're choosing to come to,
and if you look at all my reviews, it's like the environment, the atmosphere, and that's what hospitality is.
Yeah,
you could go to a place and have shit food but great hospitality. You're going back.
Oh yeah,
if it's the other way around, fantastic food, shit hospitality, you ain't going.
No.
So luckily, I would like to think I've created a space where you get good food, good hospitality. Like my wife and dog and kids are running around.
Yeah.
Like not throughout the meal because obviously nobody wants that, but they almost become cameos in themselves where they're like, "Oh, where's Red? Where's Red? Is he coming out tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, he's not here." And they're like, "Oh no." They're like, "Where's Billy Bones?" Because he's part of the story.
Yeah.
They're almost like, you know, Fresh Prince where Uncle Phil turned up and everyone's like, "Way!" That's what it feels like now.
Yeah.
But again, if nothing's fake, this is all real. This is just me living a life with my family. And I think, like you said, that's what makes people go, "I could do that."
Yeah.
Sadly, there are people now who just do that.
Yeah.
And are now, you know, they've stolen things and ideas. And I didn't create barbecue from your house, but
No.
there's certain things that I've literally had people say, "Oh, I'm going to tax that." And they've just taken it straight off me and used it for themselves.
Brilliant.
And I'm like, that's fine. I know where it come from.
Yeah.
My customers know where it come from. Go and tell your 300 followers. Perfect.
Yeah, well done.
Like, if that's how they want to go, I could be petty too. Like,
Yeah.
go for it. But if you want to collaborate,
Yeah.
if we want a stepping stone together, so I've gone into consulting because not every idea works for me.
No.
I go, "Oh, this is a cool one, but it wouldn't work for me. Let's give it to someone else."
Yeah.
So I can go to do that and be like branding. Again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I like.
Yeah.
Obviously, people like what I like, so that's good.
They do.
But that's where consulting comes from, and so now I could just put that under the belt of the Matty, like resume of, yeah, I can cook, yeah, I can do this, yeah. If you want an idea, you want a design, you want a logo, you want an idea stuff, let's talk it out.
But
Don't
I
just
think
steal it.
You're giving yourself branches, so it's not just you're not putting all your eggs into one. Don't get me wrong, it's the main bulk.
Yeah.
But you've got little branches coming off, which enables you to be able to go in different directions if needed.
Yeah, totally. Because we had people were like, "Oh, you need to get a bigger place. You need to open 24/7. You make a killing." And I'm like, "Right, you clearly don't know how any of these businesses work." I was like, "Thanks, but I would like to live, and like have a family and like good time, good like work-life balance." And I'm like, "That's good for you to say, but you're not doing it."
Yeah.
So for me, my branching out was branching sideways and doing the merch.
Yeah.
Doing the pop-ups elsewhere, doing the schools.
Yeah.
Doing the rubs and the chips and just stuff that I feel were gaps in the market.
Yeah.
That I ended up basically not having an outlet to so anyone who comes my way, if I've got nowhere to get to send them, they're like, "Oh, who does your wood?" So I'm like, "These guys do."
Yeah.
So I work with good companies. I don't want to give them a crappy product.
No.
And trust me, there's some stuff that comes my way that I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. I tried it. It was, keep working at it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's for someone else." I was like, "But I'm not just going to promote anything that comes my way."
No.
And a lot of people just tag me and stuff. And I'm like, unless I believe in it,
Yeah.
I would lose all faith and all respect from people if I just went, "The new thingy thing from Vladimir is great." Like, that's just not me.
No.
And I'm more than happy to turn down those sometimes quite lucrative things because I'm not. Don't get me wrong. If someone gives me a big enough check, I'm sure I'll say anything I want. But like I have a conscience.
Yeah.
And why would I then give us a lesser product to my customers? Because they're going to come back and be like, "Oh, we went to that place. It was rubbish."
Yeah.
So that's instantly my word out the window.
Yeah.
So I work with these companies to go, "Yep, I really believe in them."
Yeah.
I know the guy who runs it. I know his name. I know the name of his kids. He's a family guy. He's doing this as his life.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than like, oh yeah, go to this company. They're like a corporate conglomerate to do this, because the small businesses are going to run the world, and they still will be there when everything goes tits up, which I'm sure it will anytime soon. You're still going to need those people,
100%.
to create, So yeah, it is a tough one, but yeah, being able to expand, but in the way I wanted to, is then my again, control. If I wanted to do only 4 bags, I'll make 4 bags, and then sell it. I don't have to go, oh God, I've got to get down to the plant because the machine's broken, and then you end up, there's so many companies now that are just, their hands are not in it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and that might be what their end goal was. That's great, but there's none of their hearts in it.
No.
Everything I've given you, I've made myself. I've done, like, I've had some part of it.
Yeah. There's
but
an aspect
the moment
of
you go,
within it.
here you go, I didn't touch it whatsoever.
Yeah. Is there any brand that's approached you then that has really surprised you and stuck out for you?
Leviathan Pits have.
Yeah.
They've kind of, only because they got me really early.
Yeah.
So whether big up to Raj, whether he's got a crystal ball and he was like, this guy's going places.
100%.
It was kind of from the beginning. One, good Welsh company.
Yeah.
Even though I know Raj lives in Bristol, but like all the boys are up in Conway.
Yeah.
It feels like we had this mutual. We were both coming up at the same time. We were both like, I think we both had like 1,000 followers at the same time.
Yeah.
And like I was always watching his stuff on YouTube, and again with genuine fan.
Yeah.
And I said to my wife, and I was like, I'm gonna get one day. The one I looked at was like 12 grand, and she's just like,
no,
but now I'm like, yeah, I could probably buy 2 or 3 of them, because I've worked to get what I deserve, like it's not just been, oh, there you go, I just plucked it.
No.
Everything is strategy, work.
Yeah.
It's putting into place everything to make sure everything goes well.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and we'd have to ask Raj this, he must have seen something to go, let's just give this guy, like, I was never like, hey, can I have a bunch of free stuff? It was just, we were just a mutual conversation, and he just said, I'd love to get something down to you. Yeah. And I was like, you joking me? Like, you look at the stuff you make. They're like, it's like, it's basically me. It's if Mad Max and a smoker had a baby, and I'm like, that's my dream.
Yeah.
So then when we started talking, a couple of months later, we had one, and it was just like, again, paid for, worked on. Yeah. It's a very much a relationship together. Where now it's like we speak once a week.
Yeah.
We made the I've called them the trenches, the fire table. Yeah. And we're just in production with each other now. Yeah. Where I'm always going to send in people that him with him that way.
See, I've been following Leviathan Pits for a while now, and kind of, I was the same as you. It's kind of
it's a dream. It's a pipe dream. 100%. Like, are you joking? Like, what are you?
My God, the quality.
Yeah.
And just the design for me. And I have said this, and it's not the first time I've said it. I've said it to them, and I've said it in post.
Yeah.
They are really setting the bar within the UK.
100%.
And probably further afield. I genuinely think they'll be challenging America.
And that's what is good, because they're over-engineered in the best possible way. And those are Raj's words. Yeah. Where he just said, of course, you don't need this. He said, but why? Why not? Yeah. Go and get it. Go and do it. Like, and again, he's another person that you mess around. If he's got the time, I've got this idea. 10 minutes later, he's got a CAD design of what you've just thought of. Yeah. And you're like, this is who I want to be in bed with.
Oh, definitely.
Someone who cares. Someone who's got, obviously he's got his own things on, just like we all do. But he'll still give you the time, and he'll always, message you back, or I'm a voice note guy. Yeah. Very much like, I don't know why I don't phone people, but I just always give them a voice note. They can then listen to it at their own times. Yeah. But just really, really nice guy.
Matty, thank you so much for coming along today.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming.
It's been such a good day. We've had the bands here. You've cooked some absolutely incredible food, which has been outstanding.
That's what it's all about.
So again, thank you. And for anyone, they need to come and check this place out, because it is incredible.
Yeah, get in soon, or sooner rather than later, because I'm slowly putting together my waiting list because that's getting a bit ridiculous. Yeah, because I feel bad then because we're booked up for so much. It's great for me. And people say that. Great for me, crap for them.
Yeah.
But again, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Awesome. Matty, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. See you guys soon.